There's one part of the moon almost no one has ever touched, except China. The mysterious far side, a place permanently hidden from Earth, a region wrapped in silence and shadow for billions of years. And now China didn't just land there. They brought something back, something no space agency has ever seen before, something that could reshape the future of lunar exploration and intensify the quiet race with NASA. So what exactly did they return? During a NASA budget hearing, Congressman David Toney asked former NASA Administrator Bill Nelson why China was sending a mission to the moon's far side. "They're going to land on the side that's always in dark," Nelson replied. "We're not going there." But here's the truth. The dark side of the moon isn't actually dark. Thanks to Pink Floyd, the name stuck, but the far side has day and night, just like the part we see from Earth. The only reason we never see it is tidal locking. The moon takes the same amount of time to spin once as it does to orbit Earth. So one side always faces us, and the far side remained completely unknown until spacecraft finally photographed it. And that far side? It's older, rougher, more ancient than anything on the near side. Some of its rocks date back over 4 billion years, remnants from the dawn of the solar system. But landing there is extremely difficult. The moon blocks radio signals, so you need a relay satellite just to communicate. That's one reason NASA hasn't gone. China, however, has, and not just once. Right now, China is the only country with a foothold on the moon's hidden hemisphere. Nobody else has landed there. Nobody else has brought anything back. And what China returned is stunning. Chang'e 6, China's 6th robotic lunar mission, became the first mission in history to collect samples from the moon's far side. It touched down in the massive South Pole Aitken Basin, one of the oldest impact craters in the entire solar system. Scientists believe this region could expose material from the moon's mantle, undisturbed rock from deep underground, created when a colossal asteroid slammed into the moon billions of years ago. After scooping and drilling into the lunar surface, Chang'e 6 gathered nearly 2 kilograms of material and sent them back to Earth. This alone was historic. But what scientists found inside those samples shocked everyone. Inside the lunar dust were tiny fragments of an extremely rare, water-rich meteorite, a type so fragile it almost never survives entry through Earth's atmosphere. This is the first time ever that this type of meteorite, an A-type carbonaceous chondrite, has been confirmed on the moon. That matters. Because these meteorites contain water, real water, water locked in minerals. Water that could help explain how Earth, and even the moon, got their water billions of years ago. These fragile meteorites rarely survive impacts, even on the airless moon. Yet researchers from the Chinese Academy of Sciences found 7 microscopic grains with the exact chemical fingerprints of carbonaceous chondrites. The only explanation? These water-bearing meteorites bombarded the moon long ago, leaving behind tiny traces in the dust, traces perfectly preserved in the far side's ancient terrain. This discovery suggests the moon may actually preserve meteorite fragments better than Earth. Even more surprising, scientists now estimate that up to 30% of meteorite particles on the moon could be from this water-rich type, which adds weight to a long-standing theory. Meteorites like these could have delivered the ingredients for life, water, carbon, and organic compounds, to Earth and the moon in the early solar system. All of this from 7 specks of dust. And China isn't stopping. Chang'e 6 was only one mission in a rapid-fire series. Next comes Chang'e 7 in 2026, targeting the moon's south pole, one of the most important locations in space exploration because of suspected underground ice. Then Chang'e 8 in 2028, which will test technologies for building directly from lunar soil, like 3D printing outposts and extracting local resources. By 2035, China plans to begin constructing a permanent international lunar research station at the South Pole, possibly powered by a small nuclear reactor to survive the moon's freezing 14-day nights. And yes, they're still aiming to land astronauts on the moon by 2030. Their testing shows they're on track. China recently tested its new crew capsule and lunar lander. They've already launched Tianwen-2, a mission to bring back samples from an asteroid and a comet. Their Long March 10 heavy rocket is nearing completion. They're assembling a long-term vision NASA worries may be more realistic and more coordinated than America's. This isn't just exploration, it's strategy. A new moon race is forming, not like the 1960s where planting a flag was the end goal. This time, the objective is permanence, bases, resources, fuel depots, and stepping stones to Mars. China and the United States both want the same thing, a long-term human presence on the moon. But China is moving fast, and discoveries like the water-rich meteorite fragments from Chang'e 6 could give them a powerful scientific edge. Because if water is everywhere on the moon, including the far side, future missions will have the fuel, oxygen, and life support ingredients needed to stay there longer, or maybe stay there permanently. China's rapid lunar progress didn't appear overnight. It comes from a 20-year plan that has unfolded with almost no delays, something NASA can't claim. China's lunar roadmap began in 2004 with 3 steps: orbit the moon, land on it, and bring samples back. They completed all 3. Chang'e 1 and 2 orbited. Chang'e 3 landed. Chang'e 4 landed on the far side. Chang'e 5 returned samples. Chang'e 6 returned the first-ever far-side samples. Now they're entering Phase 2, putting humans on the surface. To do that, China is building the Long March 10, a heavy-lift rocket capable of sending around 27 tons toward the moon, similar to NASA's SLS. 2 rockets will be needed for each mission, one for the astronauts and one for the Lanyu lunar lander. The Lanyu lander is designed to carry 2 astronauts to the surface and back. Testing has already begun, and a robotic prototype will fly in 2027 or 2028, followed by an uncrewed dress rehearsal. All of this supports China's target, a crewed landing by 2030. In 2024, China revealed its new lunar spacesuits, red and white, built for extreme temperatures, radiation, and sharp lunar dust. Musk even reposted the video, saying the U.S. space program is being buried under Kafkaesque paperwork. While China races ahead, they're also working toward their biggest lunar goal, the International Lunar Research Station, ILRS. This base, originally planned with Russia, aims to become a permanent South Pole outpost between 2030 and 2035, a hub for science, mining, communication systems, and long-duration stays. Meanwhile, the U.S. pushes the Artemis program forward. Artemis thrust flew in 2022, Artemis Ascent has faced delays, and Artemis III, NASA's planned return to the surface, keeps slipping further into the future. NASA's challenge isn't technology, it's timelines, politics, and coordination across multiple contractors. China doesn't have those issues. Their funding is stable, their strategy is long-term, and their timelines rarely shift. That's why many experts say the question isn't if China reaches the moon first, but whether they build the first permanent lunar base before anyone else arrives. And the discovery of ancient water-bearing meteorite fragments on the moon's far side only adds fuel to the race. Because where there is water, there is fuel. Where there is fuel, there is power. And where there is power, there is control of the next stage of human exploration. The moon is no longer a dead rock. It's the gateway to Mars, deep space, and an entirely new space economy. And China just made a move that could shift the balance. The far side of the moon, once a complete mystery, is now revealing secrets that could determine who leads humanity's future beyond Earth. One thing is clear, the second moon race has already begun, and this time, the winner gets more than a flag. They get the future.